Hi, I'm Katherine Balch. I teach composition at Yale School of Music, and this is my mini master class on how to get a lot of mileage out of your musical ideas. I think one of the most overwhelming parts about writing music can be the metaphorical blank page in front of you, and feeling like there are so many notes or sounds you need to figure out to get from that blank page to a finished piece. But often, I think we, or at least I, can overestimate the amount of musical material I need for a piece. Sometimes one simple idea can be stretched, squished, sculpted, zoomed in and out of, layered, repeated, or riffed on, all the way to a finished piece of music. I wanted to share with you some of the ways I like to get a lot of mileage out of simple musical material. The first way I like to get mileage out of my musical material is to re-orchestrate a gesture or sound for a different musical technique. For example, in my string quartet drip music, I really wanted to find ways of translating the sound of a suing thimble on the string to other instrumental techniques on the violin and the other members of the string quartet. Often for these reorchestrations, I end up just making a big list of possibilities and thinking them through in my head, and helps to see them out in writing first. Another way I like to get a lot of mileage out of my material is to explore the directionality of the musical material. So this tapping sound can move up, it can move down, it can move up exponentially, it can move down exponentially, it can move in all sorts of jagged ways, up and down. And the same can be applied to the variations, my reorchestrational variations of that gesture. Sometimes it can be helpful to just draw out all those shapes. Another way I like to get a lot of mileage out of my musical material is to imagine ways it can be augmented rhythmically or harmonically. For example, I do this at the end of drip music by imagining the thimble taps at the beginning as a slow and stretched out and harmonized version at the end of the piece. So the thimble clicks become chords at the piano, which later become chords played by the string quartet. So those are some of my strategies for getting a lot of mileage out of my musical material. I'd love to hear what some of yours are. I hope this mini masterclass gave you some ideas. Happy composing.